All right, welcome back to Zoned In. It's Faheem.
NellyJ.
And we got a special guest in the house.
Funda. Woo!
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Um,
So we'll get right into it. Yeah, get right into it, man. So people, I don't know if you saw this, Funda, but Skylar
Diggins.
Mm-hmm.
One of the top WNBA players right now, most popular, I would say, WNBA players. She kind of tweeted the other day a couple of things about not being supported by the WNBA or her actual current team.
Mm-hmm.
And why was she not being supported?
So people claimed, again, there wasn't who, but people were saying that they felt that she was a quitter. Because after she had her baby, her son, she took 2 months off in May, and they wanted her to come back, but she never came back.
You're kind of rushed to...
Okay.
No, you're right.
Yes.
The thing is, she played pregnant. So let's start like...
Oh, yeah, but I know, but that came out only after the fact. Remember, the comment that came out about her wasn't... prior to this comment. Skylar actually said what happened after the fact.
Okay.
But up until, I would say, a month ago, no one knew about that stuff.
Okay.
Right? So people made comments, of course, that were obviously ignorant to the fact of her actual situation.
Yeah.
But now that it came out, everyone had a different tune being like horned, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think for Skylar, I get her upset. I get it. But like Skylar, like no one knew at the time. I think they're making comments off of their ignorance, but not knowing what she was going through.
So... she played
Pregnant last summer.
Like, let's get to that. She's a female athlete playing pregnant.
So I have a friend who played overseas, and she played a whole season pregnant.
Really?
She might have actually done it twice because she has 2 boys, and
wow.
she hasn't missed 1 season. So for her situation, I understand because, you know, she's not necessarily in the WNBA. She's got to play, make her money, take care of her future child.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I don't understand why Skylar Diggins played pregnant.
Do you think it's more of, because they say, so if you're pregnant and you take time off, a mat leave off, you get paid half the money. So I think it's more just money. I think she's like, you know what? I can't afford to get paid half my pay because I have bills that I think I got to pay for. And maybe she played because she needs the money. You know what I mean? Out of desperation. No?
I mean, I don't know everybody's financial situation. I would like to think that she's not going to be pressed for money.
I mean, you never know, right?
They play overseas too, right? Unless she doesn't. But that I don't know if that's worth risking. To me, it's risking the health of your child.
Yes.
So I can understand also why she'd be upset after when there's all the backlash because it's like, hey, I just sacrificed for you guys.
Yeah.
I played pregnant, but
and like I think her first pregnancy too she ever had, like with this baby.
I just feel like that's dangerous. Maybe I don't know all the things behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know what her doctor may have told her, but
yeah.
So how do you guys feel about that? An athlete playing pregnant. How do you feel? We'll start with basketball in particular right now. So
to me personally, I wouldn't do it because I think I would just be so afraid just to be whatever. But doctors do say that if you're active prior to pregnancy and you get pregnant, it's actually more harmful to your child to stop.
Yeah.
So it's actually better in your first trimester to do whatever you're doing because your body is used to that type of activity. If you stop, it can harm your child more than anything.
Okay, so maybe the question is, how pregnant was she?
Right.
That's the question. Well, I think the baby was born, I believe, either April or May this year. So that means that's probably, and the WNBA ended last year in September. So probably first trimester.
Okay.
Yeah, first trimester.
Yeah.
Because actually, a baby doesn't graduate to a fetus until the second trimester.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So in the first trimester, early development.
Yes.
I think we can all universally.
Because the Dallas Wings they lost in August last year.
Okay.
In the first round, they lost in the playoffs. So she stopped playing around like mid-August last year. So from May to August, she played. And I think that was her first trimester when she was pregnant.
How would you feel if you heard she was going into her second trimester with a fetus?
I don't think she'll play with that. I'm assuming, but I would hope that her doctors would advise her not to, because that's more obviously dangerous.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because even like
I hope
Serena, she played only her first trimester. Remember, she won Wimbledon.
So when it's like tennis, I feel like it's non-contact sport. I think with basketball, it could be dangerous because I know I've elbowed some guys in the stomach before.
So have I.
It happens.
I've
Right.
elbowed for like rebounds
Right.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that, or like going for the ball, you know,
Anything.
anything.
On the
Yeah.
floor,
It's way more contact than
anything.
tennis. You're
Right.
right,
Anything.
but it's still like, I mean, if Serena trips or falls or awkwardly does anything wrong,
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because tennis is also like you're just moving around like this, right? So one trip, one fall, and when you're pregnant, clearly, you know, it's hormones too, right? So I think it's probably better for them to play because they're probably more aggressive, to be honest, in that first
Yeah, I
trimester.
can see that.
You know
I
what I'm
can see
saying? But to me, I think
thought about that.
a woman has the right to decide if she wants to play or not. You know what I mean? In terms of basketball, tennis,
Yeah.
it's up to her. However, I think Skylar, her issue is that people were assuming the worst in her after what she's done in the WNBA. They assumed that she was quitting on the team, right? Without actually saying, "Hey, Skylar, why aren't you playing? Like, what's
Right,
up with you?" Right? I think people jump to conclusions, and that's why she's like, "Yo, guys, last year I was pregnant last year, and I suffered from mental illnesses, and I felt like I wasn't getting support that I needed from the Dallas Wings and WNBA."
Since you mentioned WNBA, so I want to get your feedback. Actually,
Yeah.
I've held this in for a long time. This has been honestly, this has been a train of thought I've had
For a long time.
for a very long time. Okay, so the WNBA, they're into like rebranding right now. They just
They need to.
have a new commissioner who was appointed by Adam Silver. Her name is Kathy Engelbert, and she is a former. I guess she was a CEO of some fortune. Like she had some kind of business background. They put her in.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to double back to that, but I just want to ask you a question, okay? So we all know in basketball, the NBA, there's what's known the 2-to-1 ratio. So you can 2 balls should be able to fit in 1 rim and not fall through.
Okay, yeah.
Logical, everyone
Yes.
knows, right? Same way, if things are standardized, like from the floor to the rim, it's 10 feet, standardized.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So same thing with it. You should be able to take 2 basketballs, put them in a rim, and they should not be able to go through. That's the circumference of it,
Right.
which is like I think 30 and a half inches
Okay.
for a ball. Okay. So say for instance, they increase the rim by say half an inch in the NBA. Say they just experimented with that in the D League. And the rim circumference was half an inch bigger, so you could take 2 balls and you can actually barely fit it through. What do you think would happen with the shooting percentages in the NBA, like
go
Steph,
higher.
for instance?
Yeah, it'd be
It'd be easier.
Yeah.
So
Way
do you
higher.
think like half an inch would make a difference? Like make it that much?
Yes,
easy?
because I think in
Yeah.
basketball, like if you shoot, like having that increase by a little bit can increase percentage of shots. It's just
Right.
mathematics. It's
Yeah,
physics.
yeah, for sure it'll go up. But I don't even
So-
think it's necessary.
No, I'm just throwing it, like say for instance, and Kawhi shot, it bounced in the rim 4 times.
Yes.
If that was even forget half an inch, even a quarter of an inch more, we're talking about a completely different thing. Like
All right.
okay,
That would have just been a swoosh probably.
Yeah, probably.
so I'm gonna say I respect women basketball players, but the WNBA is a joke.
Oh, shots fired.
Now,
Why?
because of the fact you have a women's ball.
Yeah.
A women's ball is 29 and a half inches. You could take remember the 2-to-1 ratio I mentioned.
Yes,
I
yes.
I see.
You
where
know
you're
exactly
getting
where I'm going. Watch
Yeah.
this. You could take 2 women's ball, put them in a regulation sized rim, and they come through.
Oh,
Because of the fact that a women's ball is smaller.
yes.
So here's what if the women talk about equal pay, I'm advocating equal play. What equal play is,
yes.
I should not, as a man or anybody, should not be able to discredit the work of Sue Bird, Cheryl Swoops, all these WNBA players that for as long as the league's been around
Yeah.
have been given a handout. Because of the fact that they're women, they get a smaller ball on
On a regular rim. Okay.
So you have one of 2 things now. If you're an NBA player, a WNBA player right now, you either keep your same ball, your smaller ball, and have a smaller rim to keep the 2-to-1.
Okay.
So that way we're playing on a completely
Equal
even
playing
field.
field.
Okay.
I never
Okay.
even knew about the difference of that.
Okay.
That's a very good point. Because I thought they actually changed the rims during WNBA because they can.
No,
Yeah.
no. Or you ditch that gender ball and you say to a woman, you know what? You are equally,
As a man, to play the regular
you
ball.
can play the game of basketball equal to a man. You don't need a handout because you're a woman.
That's true. Actually, I think if they were to introduce a regular ball to WNBA, I don't think the athletes would be upset with it. I think it's more just standardized since I just think these standards were built prior to like equal rights. You know what I'm saying?
But thing is,
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like the ball was probably, but for me, like so in high school, our ball for basketball was smaller than the men's ball.
does it make it right though?
No,
It's the same size ball they're using in WNBA.
No, but I'm saying it's not right. I'm just saying though that they were decided by people before our time.
That's what I'm saying. We need to change that.
I agree. Yeah,
We
I
need
agree.
to change that. There's no way in 2020 that a woman should be given a handout because of the fact
She's a woman.
that she's a woman.
Okay, I don't think this is,
But
I don't think this is a handout.
I don't think it's a handout. I think it's just standard.
So
I
why do we have a
think-
smaller ball?
Because women are smaller than men.
Smaller how? Like smaller hand?
Well, the average basketball,
Right, yeah.
like
Hey,
hold on.
10, 6,
Time out,
5,
smaller.
6,
Time out. Okay, watch this. I hear that argument, but I'm going to go to this now.
and strength. Two things.
In women's soccer, you have smaller feet than me.
Yes.
You buy shoes. Chances are you buy women's sizes.
Yes.
The reason why is because they recognize your feet are smaller. In soccer, the equivalent would be, say to Megan Rapinoe, Christine Sinclair,
Yes.
Marta, the legends of women's soccer. You say to them, you know what? Your feet are smaller.
So here's a
So
smaller
let's
ball.
give you a woman's ball. What do you think those women's soccer
That's
players
true.
would
It's kind of
say?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I hear where you're coming from with that.
It's a good
Now,
argument.
think about that.
It's a good
Like,
argument.
You're pretty much, they would be insulted. They would say, hey, you know what? I'm a woman. I could do equally what a man can do on the soccer pitch. So why in basketball do we say, oh, women's hands are smaller, women are... No.
It's true. But you know what? It's a traditional thing that hasn't been changed.
Tradition that
And-
needs to be broken.
Yes, and I don't think a lot of anyone bring it up yet. That's
Hold
a
on,
good point.
I see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I honestly, I've never thought about that. I've kind of just accepted it.
Right.
And I just assume, like, hey, they're not as strong.
they're
not
women.
as tall.
Yeah.
They're not as athletic. So they use a smaller ball.
Doesn't that
because
sound insulting? Imagine, okay,
It's
watch
not
this.
insulting. It's the truth.
No,
Imagine
but imagine like for example, right? Imagine in tennis, they gave Serena a smaller a ball to play
In
tennis.
tennis, you have less sets to win than you do with
yes,
men.
but it's in the actual sport though. Like
I think
they're-
that's worse, actually, in tennis. Why do they have to play? Why do they have to win less sets? Why do we have to?
Do you know why?
do you
Because
only have
women's
to win
sets
two instead of three?
Do you know why? Because the sets for women are
more
longer.
yeah.
Are longer than because
There's more
remember
rallying.
sets have more rallying for women. Whereas men is more like yeah. It's just more of that more than anything else. Not because she's a woman, because of just the game is different. Whereas in basketball, I mean. The ball should be changed. Hashtag change the ball.
No more gender ball.
It's a good-
Hashtag no more gender ball. That's what I'm about right now.
a good point.
Because like I said,
But
You have-
hold on.
Yeah,
but you
go-
know what?
go
We'll
ahead.
see less women dunking
That's fine.
because
How-
you can't palm the ball.
I'm gonna ask you a question. How many
It'll be
women are dunking right now in WNBA
There's
games?
a few.
But 2 or 3.
No, in a game, how many games?
Yeah,
you-
2 or
there's a few.
3.
You're saying 2 or 3 dunks a game.
No, I mean like
no,
women
can
that
dunk.
can dunk.
Hey, so
Hold on.
we're already trying to figure out. Okay, how are we gonna get more money for the women? Right. Most people don't want to watch the games because it's not as entertaining. So you're gonna give them a bigger ball and make it less entertaining?
But how? Okay, you said 2 or 3 people can dunk
Yeah.
Yeah.
out of the league. Meaning,
Yeah.
when you see a dunk in a game, you're seeing a dunk maybe once every month or once every 2 months.
Yeah, it's not-
it's
it's
a
not-
rarity.
Of course.
So
Keep-
that
keep-
dunk is not adding anything to the game at all.
Yes, it's right because like you're right because
Yeah.
no one's actually going to a game to watch girls dunking.
No.
Sorry,
No,
women dunking.
Because we're not expecting it to ever happen.
Have it, yes,
That's
yes.
the point I'm making.
So the few times that it does, is it brings some excitement.
Yes,
You know,
but it's not like
There's
something
some
like
kind of viewership.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
someone
you
else
won't see a
might start
dunk
watching.
contest
So
for
why don't we do
WNBA.
this then? Why don't
coming
we
soon.
lower the since they have a handout of an inch? Why don't we lower the
Guys,
rim
that-
an inch?
that a
So that-
handout, man.
Because then you have to lower lower the rim in every single gym. Not only just WNBA, you'd have to lower that everywhere, every high school, every college.
Yeah,
It would never happen.
Remember, that kind of change is so money. It's massive because you got to change it from all levels, from like high school to college to professional.
And the same thing. So with the ball, why wouldn't you apply the same thinking to the ball though? You get what I'm saying?
I get where you're coming from, and
when I hear,
I'm slowly getting there.
But what's funny because like for me growing up, I played with my brothers, and like I could play with the men's ball.
Right.
So when I played high school, I'm like, what kind of like I was like the ball's much smaller than a men's ball, so I had to adjust my basketball skill sets to women's because I was like, oh, this is such a small ball.
Yeah.
Than playing pickup with my brothers. So it can happen, but we'll have to start like somewhere. That's what I'm trying to say. It can happen.
It's got to start
I have to think
here.
about it a little bit more.
It's got to start here.
It is a gender ball. You're right.
It is a gender ball. And the thing is, like I said, back to these soccer players. These soccer players, they would be insulted by the fact you give them a smaller ball. I think the WNBA players should take some pride and say, you know what? Not because I'm a woman, I need a smaller ball. Give me a regular ball. Give me some consistency where people can look at me when I shoot 35% for 3-point, not say, oh, well, you know what? You had a handout of half an inch.
Yeah, maybe that's
true. Wow. Okay.
Maybe that's so. I'm saying get some. So
they're better because
Engelbert.
Yeah.
You're new. I think you need to make changes. I'm going to tweet you because I looked you up. I'm going to tweet you, and I'm going to come with #genderball. No #NoGenderBall. Get the change going because I think that the NBA right now, the WNBA, they're in a transition right now, rebranding everything, and they have their problems. I think that would make a great news story to say, hey, you know what? We are making a change for equality, and forget this pay equality. We're getting play equality.
Play equality before pay equality. We were trying to say, Faheem?
Okay, sorry. I got that off my chest. Sorry.
Yeah, I could tell you held it for a while.
Yeah, you're heated.
He was like,
I get it.
Play equality. No, I get it. Fair point.
All right.
Okay, so thanks again for being zoned in. I'm NellyJ.
It's Faheem.
And I'm Funda. I guess I'm part of the team.
Thanks, man.
All right, we out.